Potsy, my magic pot. This is a journey of a 10-year-old Alessa with Potsy, her magic pot, sometimes jovially called Potsy Patutsi. Basic food and nutrition are essential to children's overall physical and mental growth, long-term stamina, and productivity. However, with less food supply choices, household support, including parents, family members, relatives, are faced with the challenge of varying dishes from available and affordable local produce. The purpose of this story is twofold. One is to variate dishes from available crops of abundance in their respective communities, and two is to inculcate a positive attitude among low-income families towards eating vegetables and local produce from one's backyard and communities. This story is intended for low-income adult functional literacy students and teenage parents. Alessa lived in a far-flung farming community in the north of the Philippines. Alessa was breastfed. When she was weaned from breast milk, she reached 10 years of age with rice, squash, cassava, eggplant, mung beans, and bananas. When she started school and brought lunch to school, she had boiled squash on every school day, while her classmates occasionally had fried chicken, pork adobo, canned goods, and spaghetti, especially those who had relatives overseas. This kicked off my conversation with Alessa. Why don't you try sautéing squash with snow cabbage, or with zucchini, or with chayote? First, cut the squash into 1-inch cubes. Wash the cabbage, drain and cut them into 1 inch long. Separate the leaves from the stalks. Heat the pot, put a little oil, throw in some garlic and onions until they have browned, and add the cubed squash. When the squash cubes are tender, add the stalks. Remove the pot from the fire, then add the leaves last. Add a little salt. Tomorrow, you can mash the leftover squash with a fork. Add a little water and milk, mix, and add egg noodles. You can pour it over rice and it's ready to eat. But don't forget to scrub and wash me after cooking. Roaches and mice are no-nos as soup toppings. Try to see if you can get some okra from the garden. If there's a lot, try to offer a little basket of okra in exchange for dried fish. Sauté the squash with the okra and add bits of dried fish on top. This should be lovely with rice. Did you manage to buy condensed milk from the store? Just pour it over the mashed squash and mix thoroughly and pour it in small cups. Sprinkle some ground nuts on top. It should be ready in time for snacks. Find some cassava, boil it, and finely grate the cooked cassava. Squeeze out the excess water until it's dry. Set this aside while you mash the squash. Mix bits of dried fish into the mashed squash. Then add in the dried grated cassava and form the mixture into balls or little cakes. Fry in hot oil. This will be great to dip in some vinegar and pair this with rice. Over time, Alessa managed her time between school and evening errands. Thankful for a college scholarship in agriculture in the central region of the Philippines, Alessa proudly offered a basket of squash and rice to the parish and feasted on fried chicken, fried sweet potatoes, and noodles with the family. What has your magic pot taught you?